Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Vaishali Kohli. Global crude oil prices, viewers, have surged sharply, crossing the $90 per barrel mark amid rising geopolitical tensions and growing concerns over supply disruptions. This spike has raised fresh worries in global energy markets, with prices reaching their highest level in nearly 2 years. Just a week ago, crude oil was trading at around $80 per barrel. However, prices now climbed above $90 per barrel, marking one of the sharpest weekly increases since the COVID-19 pandemic period. Experts say the surge has been largely driven by escalating tensions between Iran and the US, which have pushed global oil prices up by nearly 25% in a short span. And now let's take a look at how the crude oil prices look like today as compared to last week, last month and last year. Let me show you that comparison, viewers. Now we're talking about crude oil prices. The crude type that we're discussing is WTI crude. The current price as of March 6, 2026 was $90.90 to $91.27. Last week, now approximately Feb 27 to March the 2nd, 2026 was at a $67 to $71. Brent crude. Now Brent crude, of course, viewers, goes into cars, petrol, diesel. That's what this is about. It was $71 to $77 and the current price is $92.69 to $92.87. So this is the variation, quite a change there as we're seeing. Can we have the next slide? All right. So far we're talking about WTI crude and Brent crude, and of course now the current prices we were discussing for WTI is $90.90 to $91.27, and last month it was $64 to $65. Brent crude was $92.69 to $92.87 as of March 6, and last month in early Feb it was at a $70 to $75. So these are about the crude prices here, and now the current price as of March 6, 2026 was $90.90 to $91.27, and last year in March 2025 was approximately $67 to $70. And Brent crude is of course current price is $92.69 to $92.87, and last year it was $70 to $72. That's about Brent crude. So we're discussing two types really now. Now for WTI crude, the current price as of March close is $90.90 to $91.27, and the change versus last week approximately is 35 to 63%, which is historic weekly surge. We're discussing Brent crude also, which is $92.69 to $92.87, the current price as of March 6, and then of course the change versus last week is 27 to 28, biggest since 2020. So these are the latest details that we're getting you. We are trying to make you understand, viewers, what the impact of a war really has, and on multiple things. So as of March close, as we've discussed, WTI crude $90.90 to $91.27, and the change versus last month in terms of percentage is plus 41.24 to 41.81. And when we talk about Brent crude, the current price as of March 6 close is $92.69 to $92.87, and the change versus last month in terms of percentage is 34.26% to 34.52%. So these are the variations that we're discussing. Now let's talk about the current price as we've discussed, as you can see on your screen, and let's talk about the change versus last year, plus 35.59% to 36.14%. And for Brent crude, this is the current price, and the change versus last year is 31.74% to 31.99%. So these are variations, viewers, that we're really discussing, and war is the war of course has multiple ripple effects, and all of the ripple effects we've all started to feel, and doesn't really sound good. But I want to go across now to Mr. M.K. Agarwal, who's an economist, who will help us understand this situation better. Mr. Agarwal, please take it away. Over to you.
Yeah, Shivani, in fact, this type of price jump, it is not an increase, it is a jump, and due to certain, emergency situation, or you can say in a very abnormal situation, and the abnormal situation arises because of uh, you know, the step taken by US and Israel together to launch an attack on Iran and the assassination of its top leadership. And in retaliation, what happened? The retaliation was, a very, unique type of retaliation, and it hit, that is the Iran hit. It's a neighboring countries who are suppliers of the oil. And the result was that there was a blockade of the oil transportation, oil production, and everything like that. So it disturbed the entire supply scenario from the Middle East, and moreover, the Strait of Hormuz that is now much talked about route, because this route has been blocked largely, and it is there is some information war also, and Iran says that it has blocked, and US says that it will safeguard the vessels. I mean, whatever it is, the situation is that the supply of petroleum product and uh, crude is somewhat, disturbed, and it has led to uncertainty in future. And initially it was thought that this war would continue just for a few days only, but now today, you see, it is the 8th day, and there is no hope in prospect that can be held that the war will end, and this is leading to further escalation of the prices. So this type of price increase is, I believe that this is only for a short while. It is not going to stay in the long run because actual demand for crude oil is not very high. Rather, there is a dampened demand for crude oil. So therefore, in the long run, there is no chance of remaining at this level. Maybe momentarily it remains around 90 or somewhat more than that, but I find that this is unrealistic price because the global economic scenario is already in a bleak situation, not very encouraging. And moreover, energy shift is also there at the global level. So there is in fact more production at the global level than the demand. This type of price increase is because of the transportation challenge, and that too in a limited pocket, not across the world. Only in the limited pocket there is a supply disturbance in terms of the transportation of the crude. That's why this price jump is there. That's therefore I find that this type of price increase will not be sustainable in the next few weeks.